Hi, and welcome. I'm Holly Davis with Compliment Consulting, and I'm here with Kyle Burrows. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, good morning, Holly.
Good morning.
Hey.
So, we're here today to talk about Axxess Networks and also, most importantly, your company, Kyle. So, you're a partner with Axxess Networks, but I'd love it if you'd take a minute just to tell our audience a little bit about your organization and also about you.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Holly. Hey, my name's Kyle Burrows. I'm the co-owner and operator of Burrows Pro Audio Video. We're an Oklahoma-based technology company that focuses on schools and churches and basically all kinds of low voltage and security systems. We've been in the business about 15 years, 16 years, and it's just we've been really having a really good time helping people. So,
That's great, Kyle.
yeah.
And y'all started, if I remember correctly, you started out, it was audio?
Yeah, we started off in the audio field because that was kind of our Ryan and I, our founders. That was just kind of our background, and that's where we began. And I started off my career right out of college teaching school. I taught school for a couple of years,
Oh, you're a
and
teacher.
yeah, yeah. And then
That's
we were
great.
also musicians. My partner, he has a master's degree in guitar performance, and so we kind of started off in the audio world because that's just kind of what we knew, you know.
That's
But
great.
yeah, but the more we dove into that kind of stuff with our background and got into school systems, school technology is just awesome. The
Yeah.
tools available today for teachers and administrators and is just it's really fun to work with, and it's a really expanding field. So we've kind of grown into um, whatever our customers' needs are. We kind of change our business. We're trying to meet their needs and help them with what they need. And so, however that maneuvers through the low voltage field, that's what we do.
That's awesome. I mean, it's really cool when you can start a business and you can help it to grow, to really, especially when you have that niche, working with someone like schools and churches, you really can get in there and start realizing, wow, what if we were able to help them with this, right? And what if,
Yes.
provide them and also provide them really good quality technology. Things that are like future proofing. I know that's really important in K-12 because,
Yes.
the way their budget cycles are, and they also rely heavily on E-rate funding. Um, it's one of those situations where, they don't have a lot of money sitting around because it's all taxpayer dollars in most cases, unless, of course, you're working with a private school. And then they have a whole other budgetary concerns and issues. So, but, since you're in there with schools all the time and talking to them and there's a need for technology, really good, solid technology for communications. And I know that's something that you help schools with. So I was just
Yes.
wanting kind of to get your insight on what you thought is something people should be considering. I'm an IT administrator, right? K-12. And what are some things I should be considering if I think about getting a voice system, voice solution that's really going to enable me to have a good, like, 3, 5 years cycle out of it, especially because thinking about those budget concerns. And I was talking to Axxess Networks, and I know that's you work with them.
Yes.
What are some of the key things about working with Axxess that you like that really help you to provide a really quality solution for schools?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. So, when we sell things to everyone, we design solutions for people. Sometimes it's really easy to get tunnel vision. Like, hey, we need a new phone system. Okay, great. Phones. Everybody knows what a phone does. It rings, I answer it. Modern cloud-based phones will record stuff and monitor calls and give logs and voicemails. And those are all very straightforward solutions that, I mean, it's a utility. Every school has it, every school needs it. If we really build a relationship and get to know the facilities and the sites and the administrators, and we take a big step back, it's not just phones. We have bells, we have intercoms, we have emergency alert systems, we have all kinds of ways of communicating throughout the school that's critically important. Um, the reason we joined up with Axxess, um, outside of just they have a very high quality product, is their service. They're able to help us service and design and build the systems we're putting in. And it's not just phone. Um, in the modern school environment, the phone's not just the phone. It's the thing I talk into and it's the thing I hear back on. But we're controlling bells, we're controlling intercoms, we're doing alerting. All of that's happening through the phone system. Axxess has provided us a platform that allows us to design and build that to each school's needs. Not all schools are the same. Some are small and rural, some are very large and, in high density population areas. And we're able to build that out to meet their needs. Axxess allows us to do that.
Yeah, customization is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's really great to have a technology that you can have all those different types of integrations
Hmm.
and thinking about that. Because, yeah, if I sit back and I think, oh, phone system, it's in the cloud now, right?
Yeah.
There's so many people that offer that as a solution. But if you're able to customize and integrate all those different bells and whistles that they need, no pun intended on the bells,
Right. Good one.
but yeah, but I'm bummed. But
Hmm.
I think that that's something that everybody needs to think about and consider. So if you were talking to a school that maybe new or a current customer, and they wanted to do, a new deployment and a new system, they wanted to buy access. What were some of the things that they should think about? Planning time with you, scheduling time to come meet with you, or you go to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
then,
there's always just a few things that seem to always come up. When we're talking about new phone systems and bells and intercoms, is some people are very excited that that's possible now, and it's awesome and it works good and the technology's there. And some people have an opposite approach. They said, well, we tried that 8 or 10 years ago and we had a bad experience. And they're right. I think 8 or 10 years ago, they probably did have a bad experience. But now that everything's in the cloud and manageable, and most schools have fiber internet infrastructure, and it's almost like the infrastructure has now caught up with the technology. And we have to have the conversation a lot of times of, I know that, there's a stigma. I know that you may have had a bad experience with this kind of interface in the past, but we're finally there. Some people jumped off early before the tech was really ready. But now it's there and it works great, and we've had very, very good results. The experience is very personal. We have several meetings. We can have Zoom meetings. But we always do an in-person meeting and go to the site. Um,
yeah,
I think it's critical just to see. We can look at maps and stuff, but not only are we learning, not only are we building a relationship with the school administration, but we're getting to know the school's facilities. We have to
yeah,
we have to look around and make sure the deployment that we can design and build the deployment in a way that is right for them and their needs and their infrastructure. So
yeah. Consultative as well.
yeah,
So
that's
I'm
right.
hearing so many great things. A lot of C words, the
Yeah,
customization, the, being able to consult them to really ensure that they're getting the right system. It's a lot of times someone can be like, hey, this is my school. I think I know what I need. But to have you be able to actually come out and walk their site and really talk to them what they really want to do and what they'd like to have as the outcome and
yeah,
help them meet those expectations and setting those expectations, I'm sure, early, right,
yeah,
Kyle?
yeah.
So, and that all
Yeah,
helps and helps the whole end outcome
that's
to be
right.
very, very positive. I love that.
Yeah, and so
So,
often, so often people want to send an email that says, "Hey, 35 phones with voicemail, price question mark." It's just it's so much more than that. It's just
right,
there's a lot more to it. So it's really good to go out
absolutely.
and visit with them in person.
Yeah, I think that in-person ability to walk the site, and just in my own experience and having been in telecom for a long time myself and
Yeah,
other technologies, I feel like site walks are very critical, especially if you're going to deploy an entire new system because you could be working with multiple sites because school districts, right, have multiple campuses that you have to take into consideration. But then just the safety, the number one concern as a parent is you want to know that there's going to be reliable communications that
hmm,
they can trust that, and also, obviously, IT administrator, you want to make sure that if there was an issue or a concern, um, safety first, right? Got to be able to
right.
communicate and address whatever's going on the campus. So I think that those things are really critical. I also heard that Axxess Technologies, from a safety perspective or making sure it's always on kind of concept, they have a failover. So is
That's
that
right.
correct? They have a way that the
Yes,
system, if it goes down,
that's correct. Yeah,
yeah,
that's in the router. There's an LTE communicator built into the router, and
that's cool.
it's a system quality router as well. But yeah, we've experienced this in the field too, if we have an internet failure or a fiber cut or somebody's digging down the street, fixing the sewer, and has just really made a mess of things, which it happens. That call can switch over to LTE cellular and is rarely even dropped with
Wow.
minimal quality loss. So it's a very good design point for schools specifically.
I love that. Well, we're coming up at the end of our time together today, Kyle, but was there anything else that you'd like to share in closing? You've given us some great information today.
Yeah, as a full service provider, we do a lot of intercom and access control and closed circuit television surveillance cameras in schools. And one other thing that maybe we haven't quite touched on yet that I think is critical is, the designers at Axxess are able to work with us within that platform to where we're tying all that together. If we activate an alert, we can lock the doors. If we activate a different kind of alert, we can unlock all the doors. And just a full encompassing campus safety environment. So the fact that their engineers allow us to work within their framework to design those things, and you tie that in with just the great service and the affordability, and that's really what has attracted us to the phone systems and specifically Axxess.
That's great, Kyle. I love
Thanks.
it. Well, you definitely know what you're doing.
Uh,
So I think, hey, seriously, I think next steps, I think people should get in touch with you guys and talk to you about what you could do to help them really give a comprehensive, look at what they
yeah,
need to do next in deploying their phone system. And I'm excited for you and Axxess Networks to be able to continue y'all's partnership. Thank you for joining us today on Gov Dynamics.
yeah. Thanks for having me.
Okay, take care.